I'm Vicky and this is Rocked Up Frocks, where I take vintage and pre-loved clothes and give them a makeover. Today I'm going to be rocking up this beautiful vintage dress for a client. She's had it sat in her wardrobe for a while and wants to finally be able to wear it, so she's seen some of my videos and brought it to me to have some alterations and changes done to it. The first thing we're going to do is change the fit. It's just a little bit too big for her. So we're going to take it in at the sides. I'm then going to change the boning and add some more boning. The existing boning down the front is really buckled from where it's been worn in the past. So I'm going to replace that and then add some additional boning around the bodice as well. Some of the sequins have discoloured as well, so we're going to change those. And I'm going to match as closely as I can the sequins on the bodice, which are still fine. And also there's no decoration on the back of this dress, so we're going to add some sparkles around the back just to continue the sparkle all the way around. And then we're going to add a layer of lace in underneath the organza layer on the skirt. This is a piece of white lace. I've dyed it as close as I can to match the dress. And you're just going to see that beautiful pattern of the lace coming through. We're going to add that under the whole skirt, and then we're going to add a little bit of lace just as a detail on the bodice, just to bring everything together. The first job I'm going to do on this dress is to take in the side seams for my client. So to do that, you can see there's no lining, it's just a single layer. So I'm just going to unpick the join between the bodice and the skirt. Then I'm going to take this in and I'm going to unpick the join where the facing's joined in as well, because I'll need to take that in as well. So I'm going to unpick those, stitch in the side seams, and then I'm probably not going to put it back together until she's tried it on to make sure it's okay. So I've stitched the sides, and my client's been and tried it on and the fit's absolutely fine now. So I've decided I'm actually going to take the skirt off because it's going to be easier to work on the bodice, and it's going to be easier for me to add the lace layer to the skirt. So the next thing I'm going to do is unpick the seam along the waist and then unpick the skirt from the zip at the bottom, and then I'll put it all back together later. Now the dress is in two pieces. I'm going to take out this old boning over the bust, which you can see is really broken, and then I'm going to add new boning there, add boning at the sides and the back just to give it a little bit more structure. So I've now replaced the boning over the bust seams. I've added boning at the side seam and at the back as well. I've re-stitched the top edges, put the loops back in, and then caught these down on the inside. I haven't sewn the zip back along this edge yet because it's going to be easier to reattach the skirt with that not sewn. So I'll re-sew that once I've got the skirt back in. So the next thing I'm going to do is pin in the lace that's going to come up in the front. So we want this just showing, coming up under here. So I'm going to work out the best way to get that sitting. I think it's going to look good sat like that. Yeah, I think those ones in the middle, because I don't want to hide these nice pleats too much. I think I'm going to cut two bits so it's symmetrical, and then just pop them in and just hand sew that down inside there. Next I'm going to add the lace layer to the skirt. I've cut the lace fabric to the width I want, and I've folded it in half and pinned the edges together, and I'm going to stitch that, stopping at the distance from the bottom of the zip that I need to stop at. And then I'm going to press this seam open. I've got my lace layer joined in between the skirt now. So the next job is to join the skirt back onto the bodice and then stitch the zip back in. Next I'm going to replace all the sequins on the skirt that have discoloured. So you can see on the bodice they're still clear with that beautiful mother of pearl iridescent finish, but some of the sequins on the skirt have ended up quite white and dull. So we found some sequins online that are as close as we could find to the original sequins. So I'm going to take off all the discoloured sequins from the skirt and replace them with the new ones. And then I'm going to add some swirls like this to the back of the skirt, because at the minute the back of the skirt doesn't have any decoration on it. So I'm also going to replace the discoloured sequins from the centre of these sort of beaded feather patterns on the skirt too.